So we began Raw live, filming with the Ambrose Asylum. So it's a thing. It's an actual thing that's not just, a one-off. I love the set. Throw rug, single stool, single easel. Ambrose Asylum is on a piece of poster board. There's a single plant. Builds a couple of one lines, a little bit of local pop. Good, like that. Calls out Shane. Out comes Kevin. Out comes Sammy. Out comes Jericho. So one of the not long-winded promo, but I was like, and then I need to erupt you. I'm going to erupt him. I'm erupting you. And it's you. 4 guys in the ring don't like each other. And I was like, man, will Shane do a Teddy Long? And be like, all right. Face is heel. Tag match player. No, instead, one-on-one matches. And then, to heavily build up Payback near my hometown of Chicago, they are smarking the crap out of that. So at Payback, beyond AJ versus Roman Reigns, for the title, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Ambrose, Jericho. But before we get there, we need to have these guys face each other. So, Jericho, Zayn. It seemed like they were a half step off. I'll credit that more towards the travel, a lot of travel, so there's really good solid match. You can tell they were just a half second slower what they normally felt. So, a lot of travel. I mean, from WrestleMania to pretty much Payback, it's a hellacious amount of travel. But great back and forth. Jericho blocked the haluva kick by dropping onto his butt in the corner. Thumb to the eye, code breaker, 1, 2, 3. I like it. Works. Good match. Main event was Owens Ambrose. You've seen them fight about 100 times on SmackDown and pay-per-views. These guys know how to make it work a great match, and it was a solid match with Ambrose getting the victory. See? That way then you've got Jericho and Ambrose having victories going forward. Good stuff. We also had 2 matches for the tournament. Enzo cut a pretty good promo. I will say we did the Fugazis. It seemed to drop the crowd out of it. But he was like, you know what? We're a couple of A-cups. We're all natural. And it was, my buddy Ed was like, I was like, see? You can deliver the most random lines, but with such conviction and charisma that you're okay with it. I will say I missed the lack of poop emoji. Yeah, on my phone. On favorites, it's like dancing black guy and poop emoji. So I bust up my phone real quick. People think that I'm lying or anything. Let's undo the password. I'll bring up. So I'm typing something. Go to my favorites. So as you can tell, that's probably really, really glary. You can tell there's top row, poop emoji. First one, dancing black guy. But nice back and forth. Enzo plays a ridiculous face and peril. Gets the hot tag. Big Cash cleans house. Enzo. 1, 2, 3. How you doing? Moving on to the finals. The Usos, still selling the injury from Gallows and Anderson, take on the Vaudevillains, who are Manly. And due to the extent of their injuries from last week's attack, not 100%, and they fall to the Vaudevillains. So at Payback, Enzo and Big Cass take on the Vaudevillains. Maybe, just maybe, I might need to get tickets for my wife and I to go there so she can be in a facility when Enzo shows up. Because Enzo and Big Cass, that's her team. I mean, alright, it's good. Fresh matches, making it work. Miz came down to the Miz TV. with Maris. Then Cesaro came down in all of his Statham, James Bond, Dean Malenko man of mysteryness. And he's like, "You're going to take on Rusev, Cesaro." "Oh, no. I thought it was Shane McMahon in the back." And it's The Miz and the League of Nations versus Booty-O rockin' Cesaro. That's right, we get to see New Day and Cesaro taking on the League of Booty and The Miz. Here we go. Highlights of the match. Miz is going for the skull crushing finale. Big E reversed it into a big ending. Just raw, unmitigated power. Great match, nice back and forth. Everyone got along well. Really no missteps here and there. Solid match. You know, I continued the League of Booty New Day bit, and it worked well, continuing the feud with Miz and Cesaro. It's a nice transitional match. I like it. Do that. Roman Reigns cut a promo. He began with his catchphrase. Not a good guy, not a bad guy, just the guy. Then AJ came down. Went back and forth a little bit. AJ left. Gallows and Anderson beat the daylights out of Roman. Alright. I can dig that. In the back, Roman, kind of pissed. Got to hit another catchphrase on AJ Styles, one versus all. Yeah, you mentioned like your cousin's getting beat up, and you pound on with Dean Ambrose a lot back when you had to call the family. But you know, it's just you. Except you mentioned your relative getting beat up. So, Bullet Club with AJ Styles taking on Roman Reigns. This can go one of two ways. Ryback and the Shield is way number one. New group shows they're dominant. They beat up the face. Face does not win. Face might get a chance to overcome, might not. Ryback didn't do very well against the Shield for quite some time. And it was a way to transition the Ryback out of main event and back into like mid card so he could rebuild himself. That's win number one. Win number two. Is John Cena and the Nexus. White hot group running against the guy the face that runs the place. Gets annihilated. Falls apart. You also could say John Cena, the Wyatts. Same thing. And I'm like, alright, I can dig that. AJ's like, I have no idea what happened, man. Like, my boys were cool and all, but I did not think they were going to beat you down. I don't need their help to take the title from you. Beautiful. Beautiful. And I already know the finish of the match is going to be phenomenal forearm while eating a spear mid-air to try to see if that can take the place of the Shelton Benjamin Eaton super kick. Maybe you could. I'm looking forward to it. That should be a sweet match. It's a good match. The women had a 4-on-4 match because they didn't have time to get them all in individual matches, and it continued the storyline with Charlotte and Natalya, with Natalya tapping Charlotte out with the sharpshooter. Of course, crowd firmly behind Paige, Becky Lynch, Sasha. And they dig Natalya. Alright. Works. So, at Payback, Natalya's taking on Charlotte. Charlotte's corner, woo! Ric Flair. Natalya's corner, Bret Hart. I'm thinking they're really pushing this one hard. I was half waiting to be like, special guest referee, yeah. Trish Stratus. I mean, why not just stack that as much as you can for Payback. Most of it, yes. Baron Corbin beat the daylights out of Fandango. even hucking Fandango into Ziggler. I will say, and a fan with Baron Corbin yelled out, "You suck," and he was like, "I suck," and then he laid out Dolph Ziggler and did his burning a hole in the fan, like, "Come on, say something again." And he's just walking here, "You suck." It's the same voice, and I was like, oh, Baron Corbin, douche factor of 11. Just, if only he could do his indie bashing gimmick. Go back to Chikara. He never wrestled there. Go back to your high school gymnasiums. Sign off next to Virgil. Ooh. Ooh. That's a horrible burn. It's right next to saying, like, "You're the Ascension." I was like, man, good stuff. A lot of upside for Baron Corbin. A lot of upside. He's got the look that Vince likes. And he is such a heel. I feel like you'd be like, "Baron, I love your stuff. Whatever, I ain't signed anything. Go away." No photos, no. Just leave me alone, man. And Apollo Crews took on the 3 members of the Social Outcast because Adam Rose got wellness. It's his second wellness. So he took on the perennial favorite Heath Slater. And he beat him. Not a bad match. Slater bumps well. But the stipulation was, if you were to lose, you'd join the Social Outcast. That should totally be their thing. If you lose a match, Social Outcast, you have to join them. That would be so amazing. Take the guys that aren't doing really well, and you have them lose Social Outcast, and they're forced to join them. Maybe like a 7-8 person stable, where it's like, coming down to the ring, Bo Dallas, Damian Sandow, Heath Slater, Curtis Axel, Adam Rose, Fandango, Zack Ryder. Just make this really, really big group. And then a few of them be like the guys who really work pretty well. You guys could be like, oh, well, you have to get out of Social Outcast, you have to, win a match against them or something. Just do some sort of... It would work great for a little filler bit here and there on Raw, SmackDown, Superstars, main event. It's just something you can do just quick enough, or like how they build most women's matches, be so on YouTube. So again, Shannon Control. I like how they had Morrow in the back doing some interviewing stuff. So it was the AJ meeting the Bullet Club guys. It was good, solid, nice flow to it, worked well, good matches that had some sort of actual feeling to them. Good job.